scoring tonight. Pretty good. I was very pleased defensively tonight. I thought that I think you've got the 6th rated Ken Palm team offensively, and you know what they're capable of. And I thought the first half, I think they're 18 of 50 from 2, something like that. That was the plan. They shoot a lot of 2s. We wanted to make them hard and contested. And you know, obviously Bryce is a very, very talented freshman. He's a really, really good player. I thought we did a great job. I thought Coleman was really solid. But tonight was a very good team effort. I thought Ty Rogers impacted the game. I thought Brandon Lee, his entrance into the game in the first half with a couple blocks. And then the 2 things we talked about a ton was transition, keeping them out of that. It was huge tonight. I think we were really good in that area. And rebounding the basketball. And you know, you start looking, Coleman almost, again, double-double, 9 rebounds. You know, Coleman was terrific. 6 assists, 1 turnover. Didn't have a great shooting night from 3, but just, I thought, really controlled the game at both ends of the court. You know, obviously TJ finds a way to get 17 about every night or more. But I thought Ty and everybody that came in did a nice job tonight defensively against a very talented offensive team.
Coach, fast break points 16-1. How were you able to dictate tempo to that extreme? And what were some of those details about transition defense?
Running good offense. I mean, it's about execution on the offensive end. You know, sometimes your best defense is really good offense, and trying to execute it. You know, we didn't have a ton of light ball turnovers, you know, that could get them out and running. But I know, you know, it's been a point of emphasis for 2 straight days, is make sure we're getting back. You know, sensible is scary in the open court. You know, they run a little waggle action, throw behind in transition, and they're very good in their drags. But I thought our attention to detail was really good tonight.
Brad, obviously Coleman's shown he can be as impactful as anybody. What's the key for consistency, which I know is difficult, but what does consistency look like?
You know, I think that Coleman's really talented, so I think it's going to be, he's going to have a night where he makes 5 threes. He's going to have a night where, you know, I've said this for 2 years now, I think he's a lockdown defender. I think that he's, you know, I always go back to the Keegan Murrays and the Ron Harpers of games last year, and, you know, and again tonight, and most of those guys had off nights facing him. That's the consistency. I don't want to level consistency for him or judge it based on what he does on the offensive side. I think that he has nights where he makes shots, he has nights when he assists and facilitates, but that consistency on the defensive side and his rebounding, we talked a lot in the last 2 days about him really getting back aggressive on the glass, and he did that tonight.
When Coleman gets an assignment like Sensible, or like you mentioned Keegan or Ron Harper, does he have a different level of excitement or focus? You see anything different from him in his preparation?
Maybe. I mean, I think the one thing I love about Coleman, he steps up to a challenge. He's not afraid of it. And you know, Bryce is coming off I don't know what he had, 27 or 28 point game, and you know, Coleman, he has respect for his opponent, but he also loves that challenge of trying to make life really hard. And you know, he wasn't on him all night, but you know, he was equally as impactful guarding other guys as well.
What specifically was maybe better with your 2-point defense tonight, maybe forcing them into those tough 2s than Thursday?
2 days rest. every game's they're so individually different. It's hard. I mean, you know, Trace was obviously very, very good, but I thought we forced them into off the bounce jump shots, contested. I think likely, you know, getting downhill. We did a much better job. We've spent 2 hard days really trying to guard the bully ball, and I thought we did a much better job with that. You know, some people are going to score some, but I think Isaac was 1 of 6 in the first half on hard 2s, and that's all we can try to do is challenge it. You know, this league has great players, so sometimes you're going to make them, and sometimes you're not, and you just need them to be consistently hard, and I thought we did that tonight.
So Coleman's able to get even and run and kind of initiate the offense, and Terrence is able to initiate offense as well. How much does that help your younger guards kind of get into the flow of the offense when they're able to kind of take some load off them?
Yeah, a ton. And we all know Jaden can really score, and you know, and Buck can really run and push. RJ can run, and you know, we find a different gear when we run. Sometimes I felt in the first half tonight, especially early, we tried too hard to look at me, run actions, you know, call a set instead of just running. And then we kind of broke it open, and it was our transition that did that, and we've got to find that happy balance.
Is there something you see on the court in practice and a shoot around that lets you know, okay, Matt's good, like he's healthy again, compared to what was Thursday night?
Well, I mean, he flat told me Thursday night he was sick. He goes, I feel terrible. I mean, it's not anything great with Matt. I mean, Matt, what I think the biggest misnomer with Matt, you know, and he's I don't know, he's kind of got that laid back,
Yeah.
but Matt's an ultra competitor, and nobody wants to win more than Matt. I mean, he will, when it comes down to competing now, he's ready to tear your head off. But he's also going to tell you, like, Coach, I don't feel very good. I feel awful. I feel yucky. So he told me that, and I can go, but you know, okay.
Coach, what went into the decision to start Jaden Epps, and what did you see from him as far as all-around game tonight?
Yeah, he was great. It wasn't anything big. It's just kind of a gut feeling. Sincere's been incredible. He's going to continue to be. You know, I think it's you know, maybe on the offensive side, teams got to have a little different approach with Jaden in the game. I love the fact Jaden got up 13 shots tonight. I thought he missed some he normally makes. But there's a little different approach the defense has to take when he's in the game, and I thought, you know, okay, let's see how that looks.
Right. RJ plays 31 minutes, plus 13 on plus minus, but still hasn't got the offensive game. I think he's like 5 for 32 over the past, you know, stretch of games. Defensively, he's doing the job. What's it going to take for him to be offensively?
I hope I can find that book tonight and read that chapter. Keep shooting. I think every time he shoots it, it's going in. He had a little muscle spasm in his shoulder and back at halftime. But keep shooting. I mean, we're running actions to him. We want him to shoot it, and we all know that he's capable. He doesn't practice, and at some point it's gonna click. But he is really guarding. He's really rebounding and doing everything else.
Can I just one nod about the game? Amami was here tonight, Brad. What would it mean for you guys just to have him around your program during a game day prep and just to get him in that experience?
Yeah, it's very rare the guys get to come during the season, and his folks were here. They see a game. They watch every single game. He's having a fantastic season. He's a terrific player, but just to see the environment, see our great fans, and how that works on game day, and you know, see the towers of fire and the starting, you know, and all the lights, and it's a pretty cool deal. And so it's great to see him, and Nico got to town right prior to tip, so it was great for him to be on campus and be here, and you know, he gets physical, and then he gets Fletch. So
safe to say this is the Ty Rogers you've seen in practice and on the circuit when you were recruiting him from an activity standpoint?
Yeah, he doesn't smoke a layup in the first half. He's got a heck of a night. But yeah, I mean, Ty's, what a big time move, rip driving it to the middle of the floor, and in our secret scrimmage with we all know who. He was a monster doing that, and he's like I said, almost every day he leads us in rebounding. A couple of his rebounds were huge momentum stoppers, to get those balls back. And I love Ty Rogers, man. He does a lot of little things to impact winning.
I usually only look at one game at a time, but big picture, how important is holding down the fort at home? Something you guys have done really well in previous seasons. You got a nice string of sellouts. How big is that in the context of the standings, your overall big picture?
Gosh, I don't look at it like that. Yeah, you always want to win at home. That's the cliche answer. You always want to win at home, take care of business, go steal a few on the road. We talk about road wins. It's like stealing. It's like stealing gold from Fort Knox. It's hard to do in this league. And we got to go do it on Wednesday or Saturday. And it's always fun to play in front of the best fans in college basketball. It's great to have the Orange Crush back and them rocking. There's just a different electricity with them here. I love having those guys here. I love chatting with them before the game, and it just creates a different vibe.
Brad, outside of the Indiana game, I think 5 of your last 6 games have been some of your best defensive performances. What's led to that? What's clicking there?
Yeah, guys are buying in. Guys are buying into working hard, and it's simply playing hard. I think, fundamentally, Chester does an incredible job, and TA. They deserve a lot of the credit for that end of the court. Those guys are good, and they're starting to take on some identity on that end of the court. When we rebound like that, it puts a pretty tough picture together. So I like what we're doing. We just keep working it. Fundamentally, we're making less mistakes, and then scouting report, we're making less mistakes, and that's a tribute to our coaching staff.
Brad, does a game like this, and you shot 41%, 18 from 3, 12 turnovers, those aren't always conducive to wins? To get a win, does that help with that buy-in?
Oh, sure. We talk daily. Offense is fleeting. It's great when the ball goes in and it feels good and it looks good and everybody talks about it, and they show the highlights on TV. Defense wins championships. Offense will win you a game. And we're going to win in this league because we guard and we've got to be tougher, and there's a couple loose balls I didn't think we got. But it's what this thing's all about is finding ways to win when the ball doesn't go in.
Is that it?
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.